Chase McAndrew Intro. I'm your host, Chase McAndrew, and here I am welcoming my friend, AJ Gollan. I'm your host.
Sweet, she did the intro for us.
For us.
Oh.
How's it going, bud?
Pain. In pain, but...
How's your back? Do you want me to kiss it? Take the shirt off and face back towards the camera. Just for my buddy AJ.
Fucking weirdo.
Anyway, to numb your pain, at least for a little bit, we're talking about this guy, or that guy on your shirt. But not exactly the Keaton version. We're talking about Batman theatrical movies. So
we're also gonna bring up some shows and other characters too, so...
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Batman. I know this one. I don't think it was.
Oh, just a little bit. Thank you.
I don't think it was. Theatrical. Oh, it is on Max now. Oh, thank God.
What is?
Batman 66.
Oh, is it?
Nice. I don't believe it was. Oh, yes, it was theatrically released, but we're still going to talk about it because it's a really fun movie, and now that's on Max, I can actually watch it.
I'd watch it if you want. I do a watch with you.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I'd love to rewatch it.
I might watch it tonight, so who knows? But it's a really fun movie. Like it's corny as shit because it was made.
I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
Oh yeah, I mean, I am way more familiar, even though I've seen the show. I'm way more familiar with the movie than I am the show.
McFarlane just made animated series figures, and the Build-A-Figure guy is the condiment king. The condiment, the guy who sprayed mustard and ketchup. Yeah, that too. No, he's jerking off his imaginary dick.
My imaginary dick, huh? Oh, hi. Here comes Milaya. Here comes Milaya. He's so happy. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. Hi, baby. No. All right, yeah, Batman 66.
Great movie.
It was the precursor to what a couple movies in this franchise would be. But because it's made in the 60s, it has a charm to it. It has a fun to it.
Yeah.
Where the films that we will talk about in a couple minutes here do not have that charm. But yeah, no, I enjoy this movie as a campy. It was like the comics at the time, campy, doofy, childlike. But
it was
still fun,
and
I have fun with it.
Fun, Batman. But yeah,
yeah, it's a fun movie. I've always enjoyed it, and yeah, I like it a lot. Now let's talk about that movie. Well, that movie. Is 89. That him?
Yep.
Is that 89 or is that 92?
89.
Oh yeah. He has abs, so yeah. He didn't have.
No, he didn't have abs.
RoboCop abs like he does in 92. But let's talk about 89 Batman, shall we? Yep. This movie, I was thinking about it this morning. I have the exact same opinion of this film that I have on Revenge of the Sith.
Which is...
It's a really good movie. Like a really, really good movie. That I have a couple problems with overall.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of fun. And it's, again, really, really good. Huh?
What are your issues with it?
It's just a bit dated at times. I'm not huge on some of... I love Jack Nicholson as the Joker in this film for a 1989 Batman film. But some of the stuff that he does in the movie isn't exactly what I think the Joker should do. It's a bit long at times. But I will still contend to this day that Batsuit in your hand right there and the Batsuit on your t-shirt is a great update of that Batsuit in your hand. Yes. And the Batsuit that you have in your hand right there, no, not that one, but the one you have in your other hand, is still one of the best Batman Batsuits of all time. And like I said, the upgrade from the Flash is really good too. But
We'll
yeah,
talk.
that for the
We'll talk
longest time, my
too.
favorite bat
Talk
suit of
about
all time. Yeah, that's a great bat suit. And it's a really good movie. I really enjoy it still to this day. Oh, good girl. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's more of a Joker film than a Batman film, which is fine, but it's what happens. Um, but yeah, I have fun with it. You go.
This is the first PG-13 film I watched as a kid. The age of 3. I liked it. I just thought it was cool.
You're like, it's Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my mom had to get me off Thomas the Tank Engine somehow, and he was the one. And then after Batman, it was Spider-Man, and Lord of the Rings and the Mummy in the mix.
Nice. I couldn't even tell you what my first PG-13 movie was.
Mine was Batman.
I can't even tell you what the first PG-13 movie I saw by myself in theaters was.
That's a good question.
Hell, I don't even know what my first PG-13 movie in general in the theaters was.
My first PG-13 film I saw in theaters ever was Spider-Man 2.
Nice. I bet that was mine too, or at least somewhere around there.
First
I'm guessing.
film I saw in theaters.
No, actually, no. Mine might have been X-Men 2. Maybe.
My R-rated film
Maybe.
I saw in theaters was Predators.
Yeah, I don't know with that one either. I'd have to go back. But yeah, no, it's a really fun movie. I still really enjoy it to this day. It's just a little dated at times. And some of the Joker stuff is a bit much for me though at times. But really, besides that, it's held up pretty well for the most part, except for a couple things. But and that bat suit is still it's great. I mean, I love that he can't move his head, so he has to do this the whole time. I love it. So good. I love it. I love it. Now let's get to a very dark place known as
Adam's brain cells.
what this will become in a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
A Pooh Stew. 1992's Batman Returns. I almost said Batman Forever, but no, it's Batman Returns. I, as a kid, of these original 4 Burton Schumacher films, this movie was always my least favorite. I thought it was boring. I still liked it when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older,
it is boring. It is really boring.
It's a live act. Where the first movie had some. I'm not the biggest Tim Burton fan. I like a lot of his older stuff and a couple of his newer things, but overall, I'm not really much of a Tim Burton guy.
Yeah, he's got like maybe 3 or 4 movies that I like by him, but otherwise,
yeah, his style for the most part was kept. While still had his style in '89.
he wasn't in complete control as he was in.
It was like 50-50.
In Returns, he had
50-50
was the first one.
And in 50-50, it was like 75-25 in Returns. And it was just...
Well, apparently both of these movies were originally rated R because of the violence. Returns almost had an R rating, but the script was completely different too.
Yeah. No, I just find this movie to be in a bad way a live action cartoon. There's good movies that are live action cartoons that you just have fun with. Then there's bad movies that you're just like, this is a live action cartoon and nothing's real.
I used to watch this all the time as a kid, and I liked them all when I was younger, but as I grew older, I was like, Batman Returns. First of all, Batman Returns does not age well either.
No, it's. I would say it's aged the worst, but the other two have aged worse because what? what happens in them. But yeah, no, Batman. I mean, the first like 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is, are just really long and drawn out, and then you get to fucking Danny DeVito, like actual Danny DeVito.
Yes.
And listen, all the acting in the movie for the most part is pretty good. They're being told to do what Tim Burton tells them, and the characters are so non-comic accurate, it's almost insulting.
Penguin's disgusting in this movie. He's disgusting. He's a pedophile too.
Well, here's the thing. You have the character of the Penguin from the comics and the games and the TV shows and all that we have, which is a pretty accurate representation of the Penguin because it's the comic version. This guy is literally the most cliched version of the Penguin ever. As good as DeVito is, and I think Danny DeVito, especially back in 1992, it was the right guy to play him. He's really good in the role. But I don't know what the fuck the flipper trick thing, dude. I don't get it with this movie.
And I gotta tell you,
with Penguin in this movie, it's just like I think it's cool that he's spitting up like black goo and shit, but it's just so.
That's cool. I think
it's just so weird and not Batman.
I'm not even
Penguin.
I'm not even a really big fan of Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, to be honest.
Does it age well? No. But I still think her performance is good.
Yeah.
And she had something to do with me not being gay like Adam.
Adam's a full-on.
I mean, her Princess Leia Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi and whoever else in my life at that time, I was like, yeah, there's I mean, that scene where she's on the table and she's licking Batman, or not on the table, but she's licking Batman. I'm just like, and the suit also is a downgrade.
Expression, just like this,
getting licked.
It's just like.
Can we talk about the scene where he reveals who he is to Selena and Christopher Walken? So he's talking with Selena, and he's talking, and then it cuts to her, then it cuts back, and then after she's done, it cuts back to him. Before it cut to Selena, he's got the eye black around the eyes, right? And then when it cuts back to him after Selena's done talking, he doesn't have the eye black on. And it's just like...
How could you not see that?
This was terrible back then. And then you see a movie like Kick-Ass. It was made in, 2009, 2010?
2010.
That literally shows Nicolas Cage put on the eye black.
Even in the Batman, when you see Robert Pattinson
take off,
see all the eye makeup.
Eye black, yeah. It's really doofy, man. It's really it's bad. It's
terrible editing. Well, can you also talk about Max?
Well, it's not even that. It's like
Walken.
They're trying to make it seem like he has nothing under his face. Like it's just black underneath his eyes, and then it cuts there, and it's like the most abrupt, like, are you shitting me? Like it's terrible. It's really, really, really bad. Terrible. Sorry. Talk about Christopher Walken and Bruce Wayne. Why dressed up as Batman?
Why just?
I love that line. I love that line. It's so funny. Go ahead, but sorry.
He's horrendous in this movie.
Yeah, no, he's not. I don't think it's horrendous. He's Christopher Walken in a Tim Burton movie, and it works somehow. But it's so over the top and corny.
He's better as a headless horseman. I'm just saying because he didn't have to do anything.
True, and he's in the movie. He Christopher Walken in the movie is in the movie for 5 seconds. Yeah. No, I don't disagree, but yeah, no, it's weird. Like, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up as Batman? I love it. It's so funny.
He goes, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman? Because he is Batman, you moron. Was.
Dumb, dense motherfucker. Yeah. No, there's again, I think most of the performances here are pretty good. I love Billy D as Harvey Dent.
Was he in Returns?
Yeah, it breaks my heart that they recast him. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Billy D as like actual Two-Face?
He was supposed to be.
I know. Did you read the comic line? The Batman '89 comic line. It continues after Returns, and he actually gets to be Two-Face.
Yeah,
it's pretty badass, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your favorite Batman movie of all time, Batman Forever.
I found Kilmer. You know, as much as it is really goofy and campy and just so out of place, it's my guilty pleasure. Like, do I love it? No. Do I have issues with it? Yes. But for what we got, the villains overdo the roles 100%. 100%.
You think?
There is some stuff in there where it's like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. But it's nowhere near as bad as Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin's a horror movie. How fucking... We'll get to that. But
yeah.
I like Val Kilmer as Batman. I know that he wasn't the nicest on set, and I heard he was kind of a dick. But I know he really loved playing the role as Batman. I just, there's just so much they could have. This movie's dark, it's got some dark moments to it, and it's got some childish moments. I mean, it's got some. I think the fight scene's cool in the beginning, where they're in the building. Shut up. Where he's in the elevator, and Two-Face goes open sesame. I think that's a cool fight. It's kind of funny. The love triangle is very forced, very just out of place. Some of the dialogues are really cringe. What's Nicole Kidman doing in this movie?
I've been asking that since I first saw the movie. Well, when I realized that this movie was bad.
See that in theaters, or were you not born yet?
No, I was born the year it came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just Tommy Lee Jones in this movie does not fit. Jim Carrey.
Tommy Lee Jones plays Two-Face like the Riddler. Like you could have literally put two funny villains as their names and not name them the Two-Face and the Riddler.
I mean, Two-Face looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous.
Literally wouldn't have mattered. Like there's a reason I think why Tommy Lee Jones is such a stone-faced person in general now, and it's because of this movie. I know he hated Jim Carrey and everything, but like there's just like I'm very happy for you that this is your guilty pleasure, but like this movie sucks. Like these last
not great.
These last three in the Burton Schumacher movies, they all suck, in my opinion. They all suck.
The only ones I watch are Batman '89 and Batman Forever. And that's it.
I like because you see, Burton, any Tim Burton film, for the most part, except for the shitty ones, even the shitty ones, they all kind of have this tone that's darker, but it also has some humor and camp to it. It's a live action cartoon element to it.
Right.
Batman Returns is a live action cartoon, but it's also really dark and really fucked up and really gross.
It's too dark. I mean, kids went and
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
This one kid person who was like a movie critic, he said, yeah, this movie, he's like, I even felt uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah, it's really, really dark. And it's the reason why they went back to the 1966 style with these last two films is because Returns was too dark.
That's why
Batman Forever.
eventually-
Listen, I like Val Kilmer. I think he's fine as both Bruce Wayne and Batman. I think he's good enough. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is Nicole Kidman doing in this movie?
I don't blame Chris O'Donnell.
No,
He's good.
Chris O'Donnell is fine in both these films. He's fine in both the films.
Look, I understand he's a little
He's
shit.
doing what Schumacher tells him to, and he's fine.
He's doing what the script told him to.
But he's also being directed by Schumacher, and Schumacher's telling him to do this, and he's fine in both films.
Let me ask you this.
Just yeah.
You can't really blame him for how he is in Forever.
No. And you can't even blame Schumacher because the studio kept telling him and the writers, hey, make it more colorful, make it more like 66, make it more over the top, make it more goofy, can't be
Schumacher,
for kids.
When the documentary came out for Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, Schumacher stated that when he and Akiva Goldsman, because Akiva Goldsman wrote the script for both,
they were this one and
he didn't touch the script, he just looked at it.
Yeah.
But he was saying when the original script of what they had was different. It wasn't kiddie. It was dark.
Wasn't the movie supposed to be like 2.5 hours, 3 hours long or something like that?
There's a Schumacher cut that Kevin Smith saw, and he said it's amazing. He said it literally was like, why didn't they release this cut of the movie? He said Schumacher cut is what Joel Schumacher wanted, and he said the opening scene is completely different.
Yeah.
Said
and you can tell too because this movie is the definition of a 50-50 movie. Like, there are scenes of Bruce Wayne talking with Alfred or somebody, and it's a really nice, dramatic moment. Then the very next fucking scene is Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey just laughing their ass off over nothing for 5 minutes, and you're like, the fuck is this movie? It is the definition of a 50-50. What the fuck is going on in this movie?
Joel Schumacher has said many times that his Batman Forever was more serious, it had some really dark moments to it, and it discovered the path between Bruce Wayne and Batman about how he wanted to stop being Batman, but he knew if he stopped being Batman, shit would go down. So that's why.
And then the studio went, no, we have to make it more like 66.
And he even said
so they have these over-the-top goofball scenes, Jim Carrey.
He even said that the love story in the movie is so forced. He said in the Schumacher cut, it's more like evenly paced. It's more like it's not forced. He said you get character development between those two. They don't just fall in love right away. And he said it takes time for them, but he said that's why it was like almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he said like by the end of Batman Forever, like you're like, wow, that was like important and emotional.
Yeah.
Like he was really mad that they made him cut his movie. He said all the reshoots he did were just, he was like, what the fuck? He was pissed.
Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense.
But it made a shit ton of money. Batman Forever made
it did make a shit ton of money.
They did the Halloween 4 route. The studio got so greedy that they started another one. Joel Schumacher didn't even want to do Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. He wanted to because he was just got done filming another movie.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into that horror movie pile of shit now?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it now, shall we? What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Sure.
Listen, is this movie good? Absolutely fucking not. It's so bad.
It's so bad, it's bad.
but I love I love quoting it because it's so bad.
Yeah.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger has 5 or 6 actual lines in this film.
Mhm.
The rest of his dialogue is one-liners and puns. I mean, again, you cannot blame the actors. You cannot blame Schumacher. You can't even blame Kiva Goldsman.
Nope.
You have to blame Warner Brothers again, saying go even further, go even crazier, go even more over the top, go even more Dutch angly, go even more silly, go even more doofy.
During the documentary,
This movie is a train wreck from start to finish.
There are 4 people that have stated they did not like this film. They didn't even want
Everyone who's associated with this film doesn't like this
Joel
film.
Schumacher has said that he didn't want to do it. Kiva Goldsman said that the script that he had was like he didn't even like when the studio was saying do this, do that. He was looking at him like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, why?" Chris O'Donnell
Here's
has
the
been
problem with
Chris
this movie.
O'Donnell hated his character.
Oh yeah, no, he hates this movie. He hates
He
it.
has the suit, but he's also said that they should have waited 2 years. He said this movie's way too rushed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, they started filming right after Forever just came out in theaters.
Something like that, yeah.
And
like 3 months after, yeah.
George Clooney also was a little bit like he's like he had fun, but it was like he was like this was not what I signed up for.
There's moments in this movie. Where George Clooney is trying to act, and it's just like, George, what are you acting for?
George, sit down. Just sit
Do you
down.
know what movie you're in? You're in Batman. Like when he's talking to what's her face. I think it's Elle Macpherson. I think is who it is in this movie. The love interest in this. I think it's Elle Macpherson.
What happened to Chase? They completely got rid of everyone they did in Forever.
What happened to Vicky Vale from Batman '89 to?
We find out later what happened. Well, you find out what happened to her. She left.
Well, what? Oh yeah, but yes, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just this movie it's a live action cartoon. This movie is a full on live action cartoon in the worst way. This movie is just. Talk about the plot of this. Oh God, you did not just say that.
Do I need to whip out the back credit card?
I don't. Is this a bad movie? This one of the worst films of all time. Yes. Is it hard to watch?
The worst Batman ever to be made.
But do I love re-quoting it, or do I love quoting it because it's so bad? Of course, it's amazing. It's just like watching this film is painful, and hearing you say bombs just absolutely makes me just cringe. It's so bad.
There's people I hate in this movie, and I cannot stand them. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, miscast.
Terrible. You don't like her in general.
I just don't care for her. Yeah, I don't like her in general.
Yeah.
And I cannot stand Alicia Silverstone in this movie. She is so obnoxious.
Again, you can't blame her. You have to blame the script.
I don't care. I blame the script. I blame the studio. But her acting in this is atrocious.
Everyone's acting is atrocious in this movie. Everyone's acting in this movie is atrocious. The best actor in this movie is fucking Michael Gough and Pat Hingle.
Read a book.
Hingle, whatever his name is, plays Gordon. This movie, dude. I like Uma Thurman, and I think she was. I like Uma Thurman, but Jesus Christ, she is on this fucking campy fucking. And my plants, they have to be cared for, and it's just like, what in the fuck are you doing?
What is this floor?
Oh my God, this fucking movie. Can we talk about? I mean, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones were hard to watch, but Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is like perfect casting in a better movie.
Boy.
But in this movie, dude, he is like I said, 98% of his dialogue in this movie is puns or one-liners, and it's just Jesus Christ!
Expect from this movie coming out. It flopped at the box office. They were supposed to make another one, and Joe
Well,
Schumacher's
the only reason why they didn't it didn't flop, but it wasn't a huge hit like the other three were.
it flopped, dude.
No, it didn't flop, but it wasn't as big. No, it didn't flop.
You
It
sure?
it made its money back, but it was like Batman Returns, where it made its money back, but it wasn't a lot like Returns.
Well,
But it's like when Batman and Robin are on their backs in the beginning, and they click their heels together and hockey
Oh.
skates come out.
the ice. I'll get the ice, man. Where the fuck did Batman get a skateboard from? Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
How do hockey skates come out of their fucking heels? And they click their.
But they have nipples on the suit.
I don't care. That's fucking. They don't cut the shit out of their feet. It's just. This movie is a live action cartoon where nothing is real, where nothing is. It's just. My God. We all know it's terrible.
Awkward and corny fight scene that Batman and Freeze had in the telescope thing.
This whole movie has awkward and dude, the fight scene with the goons in the beginning where Mr. Freeze's line is literally "Get the heroes." That's his line. Get the heroes.
And then them walking around, they're moving their capes around. It's like, what are you doing?
It's just, it's so bad, but it's endlessly quotable because how bad it's
Here's
so
something.
bad.
Do I watch Batman and Robin?
No, because you can't watch it.
No.
It's
I'm
hard to
depressed.
watch.
See, when I was depressed, I started watching Batman and Robin just because I wanted to laugh at something.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's the only reason why I watch it. Do I watch it just for fun? Fuck no.
It's like watching The Happening. It's such a train wreck that you just have to laugh at it.
Like watching Cat in the Hat.
No, that's just a bad movie. Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah, this is.
Let's
Oh God.
move on. Let's get to a better.
Well, we actually have to go with. We actually have to do something that we forgot about.
Jizz.
Mask of the Phantasm came out between Returns and Forever.
The best
93.
rated Batman movie in my point of view.
At that point in time, in '93, hell, in '97, it was still the best Batman movie of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I love '89, but Mask of the Phantasm is.
I'm surprised this movie wasn't
Fucking
PG-13. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Would have been.
Yeah.
It should.
Oh, it totally should.
There's
Totally
some
should.
really violent and disturbing things in that movie.
This movie's awesome. Should we just come right out and say it? This movie is fucking amazing.
I've already stated that it's my number one animated film.
It's not, I don't even think it's an hour and a half, and it's the best Batman movie up until this point in the it's so good.
Mhm.
And by the way, if you haven't seen the animated series, watch that.
The fuck you.
Watch the new Adventures of Batman. Also, that the sequel series, that was a pretty good. That's not as good as Batman the Animated Series, but it's still really good. Yeah, this movie is great, and whenever I read a comic book, the late great Kevin Conroy is the voice I have in my head. The guy is Batman. His voice,
He's
just his voice makes you go, fuck yes, that is hockey pads.
and the Arkham games, it's so just sad because it's like you play the Arkham,
Perfect.
you're like, damn.
And like Kev.
Like I know he wanted to do there are a couple animated films he wanted to do. He wanted to do Nightfall. As he should have, but Nightfall still hasn't come out yet. When they're finally doing Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Which I'm scared for, but at the same time I'm like,
Really?
yeah, it's about time. Yeah, I finally finished it. It took me a while, but it took like a year and a half to finish
Why
it, but I
scared?
finally finished it. Huh?
Why are you scared?
Because it's so good.
Well, I mean, this is the first animated. No.
Do we
Don't
know who's voicing Batman? Do we know who's voicing anybody?
We don't know. They just announced the date and the month it comes out. It's January, I think 12th. I think.
Oh shit! So it's that close. Shit, it's coming
Well,
out soon.
everything was shut down because of the actor strike. Thank God it's over now.
Yeah.
But now they said Beyond the Spider-Verse is they're going to resume voice recording, so they said it'll be out sometime next year. Thank God. But
yeah.
when it's going to be in two parts, the Infinite Earth. I mean, I read the comic 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I read like half of it years ago too, and then I'm like, okay. So I just bought it like a year and a half ago, and I finally finished it. It took so long, life, all that crap. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to animated or to Mask of the Phantasm, and Kevin Conroy in general. Yeah, it's you see the origin of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. You see him as a kid, as a teenager, as a young man. Fall in love. The girl leaves. Spoiler alert, she's the Phantasm when she comes back to Gotham. Animated or not, she's still one of the best Batman villains ever. The Phantasm is awesome. Awesome villain, man. Awesome villain.
It's a big threat.
Great villain. I love Phantasm. I love this movie. It's in my top 4 or 5 Batman movies still to this day. I love it. Floor is yours.
I mean, this movie is just something that if you are showing your kids an animated Batman film, show them
this. Should be the first one that you
should be. Just be warned that there is some pretty heavy adult stuff in it.
Oh.
As a PG movie, it's good. It's violent, disturbing, but arguably, like I said, the best animated Batman film I've ever seen. I mean, this is my number one. It's always been my number one. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything you've said.
Yeah,
pretty much.
This movie was spawned, or the show I should say was spawned because of Batman 89.
Paul Dini was, I think, the director of this, wasn't he?
Paul Dini, I believe. I think him and Bruce Timm were the directors. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, this movie is, if you want to see a tight, amazing Batman film, watch this one. This movie's great. I love this movie. It's so good. It's so good. Now we get the stink of Batman and Robin and Batman Forever and Batman Returns out of our noses, and get on to Hockey Bat. The Dark Knight trilogy, starting off with Batman Begins. You want to start over after nearly a decade, after 8 years after ruining Batman.
Yeah.
Bringing the guy who did Insomnia, bringing the guy that did what's that fucking
Memento.
like yes, thank you. Bringing that guy, and you're like, oh, okay.
I will say that out of all the Batman costumes, I think Bale's Batman had the best cape.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Is that cape sex? Is that cape sexy or something?
It's cloth and it's just a long ass cape.
Now, is that from the figure case that she gave you? No.
I had this one in my drawer.
Okay. Where's the one from the one that she gave you?
He's chilling on the mantle.
Yes.
I love Batman Begins. It's so good.
I love all three.
It's such a good movie. And I'm not even talking about Batman. I'm talking about as a movie.
The best origin story for any Batman film.
It's fantastic. This is how you change a story enough to make it work. And it's so good. Mm-hmm. What Nolan was able, the only shred of a negative that I have as a is the fight scenes are a little shaky at times.
The camera's kind of like the camera's
zoomed in, and yeah. But really, besides that, and Katie Holmes,
ugh.
really besides that, I don't have any negatives. Like, it's just comic booky enough
It's
without even
there's a
really
lot of
being
twists, I
comic
would
booky.
say.
Yeah.
No one's good with his twists, and there's a lot of good twists where you think, oh shit, this person's the villain, but no.
Yeah.
Not that person's the villain that we just going to introduce you. That person, you remember that? Remember that character from like 2 hours ago? Yeah, he's the real villain. It's like, what?
Yeah. I love that this movie is a horror movie. Also, near the end.
First two are.
The fucking... Here's the, again, spoiler alert. Here's the plot of this movie. Ra's al Ghul is going to infect the water system in Gotham with the gas that makes everybody seem crazy, and then they all dying because they go crazy.
Toxin.
Yes. The Scarecrow fear toxin. And what a fucking plot for a first Batman movie. Number one, you don't come out with Joker. You come out with Ra's al Ghul, however you say it.
Raish. In the movie they say Ra's, but it's Raish.
Yeah, it's Ra's, whatever. It doesn't really. I don't think it really matters, but whatever. To come out with Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow, which, by the way,
Cillian Murphy's phenomenal in that movie.
Cillian Murphy, he's a weird-looking guy in general. He is perfect in this movie. He is so good in the whole trilogy, but in this movie in particular, and this is his biggest. He is so good in this movie.
He knows how to play an ass.
Yeah, really, really well.
He knows how to play someone who's psychotic, but in a serious tone.
Yeah, he's fantastic in this movie. Liam Neeson as Ducard / Ra's al Ghul is amazing. It's Liam Neeson as fucking Qui-Gon Jinn. I mean, come on. What would you expect from Qui-Gon Jinn, man? He is so good in this movie.
Well, and it's funny because, well, spoiler, he's
so
the villain
good in this movie. Yeah.
When he's Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
You think that, like, you'll see him again or whatever. And we do. He comes back and it's like, oh, fuck, he's Ra's. And I like how Bruce figures it out. But it's like, this movie...
The look on Christian Bale's face, he sees him for the first time, like when the woman comes up and says, do I have your name right, Mr. Ra's al Ghul? And then he turns around and it's not him, and then he comes up behind him the other way. Perfect. Like, the look in his face, he knows what's going to happen. Look on his face is perfect. I love it.
The setup between Bruce becoming Batman, you don't see him become Batman for 50 minutes in.
Something like that, yeah.
50 minutes later, it's Batman. Yeah. And it's great.
Hockey pad.
Yeah, it's like in The Amazing Spider-Man. He doesn't become Spider-Man for 50 minutes in, and it's a great setup to him becoming Spider-Man. Yeah. But, like, you see how he makes the costume, Morgan Freeman. Oh, you wouldn't be interested in that. Like, he's great as Lucius. And our first introduction to Lucius.
Yeah, he was never in the old films. Yeah.
Michael Caine as Alfred.
The best Alfred still for me. As much as I love Michael Goffin, as much as I love Jeremy Irons, man.
And Andy Serkis.
Michael Caine is the best.
Michael Caine.
And Andy Serkis, yes. Yeah, Michael Caine is
and Sean Pertwee, who played Alfred in Gotham. Great Alfred.
Yeah. No, I love this movie. Besides those two shreds of negatives that I have with the fight scene with Katie Holmes, I really don't have any negatives with this movie.
We also talk about they threw in a couple side villains. Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, Victor Zsasz. Zsasz is in the one scene in Arkham. Falcone is in, yeah. Tom Wilkinson is fantastic in his couple scenes in the movie. He was great. He's great as Falcone. I love how that's how you're introduced to Batman too, when he breaks in through the top. I'm Batman. I love that's opening sequence in
I love the
dockyard.
He headbutts him. Nice coat.
Love it. This is my favorite suit of the Nolan trilogy.
He's only had
I know it's the same suit in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, but this suit for me is my favorite. I know Christian Bale again couldn't move his head, but I just like the thicker neck. It's just how I am. But yeah, I love this movie. It's my second favorite Batman film of all time. It's amazing. What about you, Squillum? Does this movie make you come over?
The music in this movie by Hans Zimmer, awesome. The Batmobile chase is fucking amazing. He's
Listen,
flying on rooftops. Like, I just love how just.
I'll tell you what, man.
I hope you remember. I hope you weren't the member of the fire brigade. I love that line.
I still think that the Tumbler is my favorite Batmobile. Still,
It's up.
great as 89 is, and as great as the Snyder one is, and a couple others here and there. I love it's so cool, man. It's so cool.
5.
Huh?
It's my number 5. I love.
What's your number? Oh, I know what your number 1 is. We'll talk about it in a minute here. That's up there for me too.
I mean, the Tumbler. I mean, we'll get to this in the Dark Knight, but the Tumbler not only gets destroyed, spoiler alert, in the Dark Knight, but then it becomes the Bat Pod is fucking cool. We literally took 2 wheels from the Tumbler and went this little pod.
It's awesome. Badass.
Now let's
can we just get to it?
Dark Knight.
Hockey pad.
Amanda's favorite Batman film, right? Yeah, she nodded.
I love this movie. This movie is.
There was a time where Amanda and I watched this. When did we watch The Dark Knight? Like 3 nights in a row. Didn't we? Yeah, we watched it like 3 nights in a row.
What year did the Batman come out? 2021.
Huh?
The Batman came out in 2021.
2022.
Oh, it did come out last year. Okay.
A year old.
Because I was talking. I was dog sitting and I was talking to my mom, and I remember she was calling me because I just got off work, and I said okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna watch Batman. She goes, which one? I'm like, Dark Knight. She goes, ooh, nice. I just watched Batman Begins, and I hadn't seen the Nolan trilogy in a couple years, and I love this movie. It's so good.
Second favorite Batman film.
It is the perfect crime. This is a crime drama with Batman in it,
and horror.
Where the Burton films were Batman Returns was a Burton film with Batman in it. This movie is a crime drama with Batman in it. This is one of my favorite films of all time. This is one of the best superhero films of all time. This movie is a masterpiece of epic proportion. Heath Ledger's Joker is,
rest in peace,
my favorite performance by an actor in movie history.
Agreed.
He is so good in this movie from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale is somehow even better in this film than he was. He's even straining even more with the voice. Because, like, Batman Begins, he was like this. And then he's full on hockey pads. And that is still one of the best lines in film history.
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads. I love that fucking line, man. I love this movie.
I love the line
so
where
much.
He's gonna kill Rachel. You got a little fight. I like that. Then you're gonna love me. I'm like,
yes. you're like, I love it, man. I love this movie.
Can we talk about Gary Oldman as Gordon? We forgot to mention him in. He's fucking great in this movie.
Again, even better.
In this movie, I love.
He's even better in this movie. He's great as Gordon in Begins, but here he's even better.
Two-Face, the best actor you could have picked.
Oh, Aaron Eckhart.
Wow, in this movie.
Aaron Eckhart, like, my favorite Two-Face story will always be Long Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Just how they do it, but this is a close second. Like Christopher Nolan straight up pulled Long Halloween stuff. He pulled out so much Batman stuff from Batman comics.
Some comics he's read, he's kind of threw it in his movie, sprinkled around, and he said he knew comic book fans would immediately get it.
Yeah, no, there's some scenes in this, like the first time that Gordon and Harvey meet with Batman it's not word for word, but it's in Long Halloween. Like it's really good. Like that scene in like in any other with really any other director that could have been like a generic exposition dump scene. But you put Nolan in there, man, and it's so good.
Nolan was definitely the best choice because he knew how to set up like atmosphere. I think Nolan had probably one of the best Gothams.
It's probably
one of the best.
My third favorite Gotham.
What's your first?
It's either BVS or the Batman. I think I'm going to have to slightly go with BVS, but that's not a slight on the Batman whatsoever. But I just like that it's a bit comic booky in the Snyder movies. Yeah. But yeah, no, this movie is from start to finish a masterpiece. It's probably still my favorite Batman score. I love this.
My favorite Batman score probably until the Batman.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ben Affleck's Batman.
I'm surprised you're taking it over
89. 89 is great.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Or is just that really we'll get to that, but
love it. Yeah, love the score in this movie.
This guy's crazy.
I love the scene at the end when they're talking with Harvey. That's really the finale of the movie, obviously, but it's not the ending of the movie. The ending of the movie for me has always been when he leaves Joker hanging there. Like that's the ending for me. And then it's not tacked on, but it's just the stuff we got to wrap up, if that makes sense. That whole scene, the woman who plays the mom and the son are fantastic, and Gary Oldman and Christian Bale are great in the movie too, or in that scene too. But yeah, I have so much fun with this movie. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, I love it so much. It's so good, so good. Yeah, I can watch this movie 500 times and never get bored with it. It's so good. I love it.
Movies get longer too. I mean, let's throw in The Dark Knight Rises here. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
When this movie first came out, I had a lot of mixed kind of like I liked it, didn't like it. I was always on the fence about it. Then I liked it, and I was like, eh. Then I borderline did not like it, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, okay, this movie's good, but I still have issues with it.
It's my least favorite of the trilogy for sure, but over the years, I have kind of understood what the movie is.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get this reference because you're not a metalhead, which is weird that I'm referencing this. So I know The Dark Knight was the second movie in the trilogy, but there's a band out there called Slayer, and their third album, Rain and Blood, is considered to be one of the best thrash metal albums and their masterpiece. Rain and Blood is The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises is like Seasons in the Abyss, which is their fourth album. It's not as good as the previous two films. It's a bit more comic booky at times. It's got more comic, and I think people wanted that ultra serious tone that we got in the first two films, but especially in The Dark Knight. And Nolan really turned to the comic book, like with the ticking time bomb. Like that's straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon. That's straight out of a comic book TV show. But I don't mind it anymore. I used to have a lot of... I still love this movie. I still have problems with it.
I like it. I don't love it. I like it a lot. It's a very.
I can say that I love it. I can say that I love it.
I have a couple issues with it.
Yeah. It's a little too
Long.
A little long. But overall, I think that this movie is
One of the criticisms
really damn good.
Is for it being a final Batman film, you don't really see a lot of Batman.
Yeah, it's a lot of Bruce Wayne for the first like hour.
He's barely in the
hour and
back.
a half, something
He's
like
barely
that. Yeah.
back at all.
Yeah.
Middle and then the end.
Yeah.
Which,
they're going for the what's the storyline that we were going to do, but we didn't get to review on the podcast, where Batman or Brain brings Batman's back that we were going to review. Yeah. It's basically that storyline.
Right.
It really is basically that storyline.
Bane, I love.
Tom Hardy as Bane is
I love
amazing.
Tom Hardy as Bane.
He totally can redeem the character.
He
totally redeemed the character after the slaughter that happened in Batman and Robin. He is such a... And again, Nolan makes it more realistic. He makes it more realistic by... It's not venom, but it's the thing that keeps him breathing and keeps him alive.
And he's just trained.
Tom Hardy in this movie is basically what Superman was originally intended to be, a strong man. He doesn't have a six-pack. He's not the most ripped dude, but he's this gigantic strong man who's going to beat the fucking shit out of you. And God does he in that scene where he breaks Batman's back.
He punches him so hard his mask splits down the middle.
Max fucking cracks.
Hard to watch. And it's just like
brutal.
Could ever survive that.
Brutal.
No human could ever survive that. It's
when
he breaks John Daggett's face. I'm a necessary evil.
Yeah, I love him in this movie. He is so... The speech when they're at the football field.
Speech at Blackgate.
Yeah. Yeah. That entire scene, though, when the football field explodes is awesome.
Hans Zimmer's score to this is phenomenal.
I love how he's like waiting for the kid to stop singing the national anthem.
The lovely, lovely voice.
It's great. I love it. I love it, man.
Like Bane's patient. He's not like where I'm just gonna go guns blazing. He's like, I'm gonna let this kid finish his singing, and then I'll let the game play, and then I'll blow it up.
So we didn't talk about it, but the opening of the Dark Knight with the with the bank heist and everything.
Probably one of the greatest opening scenes in any superhero film.
And then you have the Bane stuff in the airplane, which is real.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. Like that shit is unreal. Yeah, that's badass. That's some great shit. When the plane flips over, and it's just hanging there. Awesome shit, man. I love it. You good there, hockey pads?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I'm ready. I'm definitely ready for just a bucket.
You ready, bud?
Yep. Let me.
Let's talk about the worst Batman movie of all time with Twilight guy in it.
No, excuse me.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna go with your movie, and then we can talk about him last. But yeah, we can talk about Batman versus Man Dawn of Justice, or I like to call it
And
Batman
Dawn
versus
Justice.
That's what it's called, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
I know. I thought you said Batman Dawn of Justice. I'm like, yeah, damn.
It can be Batman: Dawn of Justice. As much as I love Michael Keaton and I like Val Kilmer and George Clooney can suck an egg, and Christian Bale is great too.
That's what I say. Oh, here.
But yeah, Ben Affleck's my favorite Batman.
Was my favorite Batman until
I saw the first image because I was on the side of why are they casting Ben Affleck as Batman,
I was pissed.
and then I saw the first image of him with the Batmobile, and I went, oh, that's why they did it, because they're bringing back the fucking gray bat suit. You see, people in the comic books, Batman's suit has pretty much always been gray and black. And they brought the gray and black back with the short ears. I'm a huge fan of Batman Year One and Batman The Dark Knight Returns. And that suit right there is basically the Dark Knight Returns suit. Listen, this movie is on a very short list of films that have come out in recent years that I don't understand the hate for. Now, I think we're both going to primarily talk about the Ultimate
we only
Director's Edition.
That piece of shit.
I still contend that the theatrical cut is not as bad as people say it is. You good there? But the Ultimate Edition is the superior. Like, the movie for me goes from like a B plus to like an A.
Right.
I love Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I love Man of Steel.
Excited for Batman Legacy, just saying.
I still think that it's a better movie than BVS of the trilogy is my least favorite. But it's like
least favorite?
Of the trilogy, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, Man of Steel, BVS.
I like all three.
Oh, I love all three. I think they're all masterpieces. Yeah. I love that suit. That is my favorite bat suit of all time. Again, when I saw that suit, I had a bucket and I shredded it.
You had no bucket. You had a fucking pail.
I remember seeing the movie for the first time in theaters and going, "Oh, that movie was so good." And then he got killed. It didn't bomb, but it didn't make as much as they thought it would. And then the Ultimate Edition came out, and I bought that on Blu-ray, and I'm like, okay, I still don't hate the theatrical cut, but I will never watch that cut again. The 3-hour cut of BVS is awesome.
What we should have gotten in the theaters.
It is. So once again,
here's another thing. Let me say
once
this.
again, a Zack Snyder director's cut is better than the theatrical cut.
Because
and we'll get to that in a minute here.
Are his movies. They're his movies. It's what the studio wanted. It's not
the thing that a lot of people had a problem with, and I do too, to an extent, is the very beginning of the theatrical cut where it explains nothing.
It doesn't explain anything
about the bullet. You literally get everything in the director's cut. There's like a half hour more.
It's 3 hours. It's 182 minutes.
So good. The director's cut of this movie is so good. And yeah, the bat suit, Affleck, that fucking amazing suit.
I wish we saw more of this. I wish we saw like another like a mark.
Yes, I get what you mean, but yeah, I'm okay with not seeing it a ton. But I know what you mean, huh?
Nightmare Batman.
Nightmare Batman is a badass look too. I love that sequence so much.
It's like one of the best sequences in the movie where he's just fucking everyone.
So good.
Especially in the
So good.
ultimate cut where he's just there's blood and he's just like
I
no.
love that the ultimate cut is rated R. By the way,
Huh?
The ultimate cut's rated R.
It says sequences of violence.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. It's so good, man. I love the movie. I think Henry Cavill is really good as Superman too, like he was in Man of Steel. But yeah, we're talking Batman, so I'm primarily focusing on Batman. But I love that we get to see him as Clark Kent. I love that.
Go ahead.
I remember hearing that because one of the other complaints about the movie is we don't get to see enough Clark Kent in the theatrical cut. I love that he just doesn't fly over to Gotham. He literally takes the fucking ferry. He takes the ferry over, and he goes to Gotham as Clark. He's not Superman. He goes over as Clark Kent. My fucking lazy ass would go fuck that and fly over to Gotham. But no, he goes on the ferry and he's Clark Kent. He's the investigative reporter that he is, and it's great. Huh?
When he first meets Bruce?
No. When he goes over
to fight him, he flies over.
No. When he goes to investigate the Batman.
Yeah.
He takes the ferry over instead of flying over. He just takes the ferry as Clark, and then he goes to the girl's apartment, and then the guy with the weird eye is talking to him. He's like, "You better get out of here, dude." Yeah, that is such.
He got branded and he got shanked.
That I just
the story of why, like in the courthouse scene when they all blew up.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you why.
Yeah.
They tell you why Lex Luthor goes after Superman. They never tell you why he does.
In the theatrical cut, yeah.
Theatrical cut, no.
Well, also, I love the scene in the ultimate cut where Lois goes to the dude's apartment. He just went to the grocery store. He didn't know he was going to die. He didn't know that his wheelchair was lined with lead and a bomb. It's great, and it explains why Superman didn't see the bomb,
right?
Which I kind of knew it, but they just never said it in the movie, and then they say it in this cut, huh?
It was lead lined. It was a wheelchair. It was lead lined.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is, it's like they don't show that in the theatrical cut, and also like Jenna Malone's character when they talk about the bullet, that's never analyzed.
Is Jenna Malone even in the theatrical cut of the movie?
Yeah, she has a really small part.
Okay, because I know she's in like 2 or 3 scenes in this.
That Lois goes to investigate, like for what the bullet is.
Yeah, but she's in the. I think she's in the movie in the theatrical cut for like. Okay, she's not because I know she only has like 2 or 3 scenes in.
Yeah, it's only the ultimate cut.
Okay,
but like
that's what I thought.
The warehouse fight in the ultimate cut is better than the one in the theatrical cut because the theatrical cut it's trimmed down
a little bit, a bit.
It's really trimmed down.
There's less blood.
But there's a lot. I've watched a comparison between the two.
Can we just talk about the warehouse fight is? No, that wasn't me. I promise you
that wasn't you. What? You put up balloons again.
No, it'll come on my side. Watch.
I'm not pushing shit.
See, this comes up on my side, not your side. It won't come up on.
It's not.
Anywho, can we talk about that warehouse fight because that fucking warehouse fight is the greatest Batman fight scene. I still think to this day it's still the best Batman fight scene.
Oh yeah, it's just like how he like takes a fucking.
You watch the trailer and you're like, oh, Batman's going to town on these motherfuckers.
It's straight out of Arkham.
And it's the greatest thing you have ever seen in your life. It is fucking
comes out of the
incredible.
And blows up like the whole floor, and he kills everyone in the room. And then you had that Dark Knight Returns reference where he's got the gun and he shoots him, and he goes, "I believe you.
I believe you."
He like throws
absolutely
his head, it just cracks. I'm like,
yeah, that scene where the guy stands there and he punches him, and the guy's head just slams on the ground, and he kicks him into the wall. I'm just like, get
Or like the
fuck
scene
out of
where the one guy in like
greatest
the
thing ever.
block is coming at him, and he just like pins him to the ground, starts like beating his head in.
It's the most cum-worthy thing I've ever seen in my life. It is so awesome.
Well, if that scene's ever on, I jerk off to it. So
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing scene. Yeah, it's a great scene. All right, can we talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League? Probably my second favorite superhero film of all time.
it is my third favorite superhero film of all time.
It's just such a good movie.
Okay.
Listen, I don't hate the theatrical cut of Justice League. It's not good, but I don't hate it like a lot of people. It's not a good movie. But once again, the Zack Snyder director's cut is in every way, shape, form, sound, action sequence better.
Yeah.
Much better. Is she just like tossing you all your figures?
Pretty much. I don't know what she's doing.
Can this just be the rest of the video, just having her throw them on your chest?
No more. Oh God. No. No more. No. 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 I don't want the iPad. Okay. No, I don't want your son. I don't. Okay. No more. No. No. No more. No more. No more. Enough.
Like,
You want to play? No. I really don't want to play. Stop. Stop. Put it back. Put it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna go in the other room.
I got my Batman.
Alrighty.
Okay. Okay. Put him back.
He
Put.
wants to turn him in the spotlight.
Fine. I already got.
His legs all spread out.
Wait, because he's sitting down.
That's weird. Anyway,
Alright.
yeah, let's talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then we'll get to your favorite movie of all time.
Sorry, I was texting you.
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Oh, it's Bucket Fest. It's bucket time.
It's bucket time. There's one scene in the movie that I think could be taken out,
You're
and
just.
that's the scene where the girls sing to Aquaman for 3 minutes. But really, besides that, this movie is awesome.
Stop. Stop.
Do I even need to ask?
No. Would you?
What's your take on Zack Snyder's Justice League there, Squillum?
It's like probably like my third or fourth favorite superhero film of all time.
What's your number?
Christ, you hand me your. Just ignore her. I feel like I have like an autistic kid bringing me like all her stuff. So I'm marrying her. Stop messing your desk up. Oh my God. Okay, let's get.
I'm totally fine with this being the rest of the
Oh,
video.
we haven't reviewed the best movie.
Go right ahead, bud.
All right, let's get to the Batman, right?
Well, no, we get Zack Snyder's Justice League first.
Help! Help! Chicken quesadilla. Chicken quesadilla. You want it with chicken or steak?
Get it with chicken, get it with steak.
What's your take on Zack Snyder's Justice League besides it being your third or fourth favorite superhero film of all time?
It's a great movie. I love it. Uncle Steppy's great. Lord Darkseid is awesome.
In the fuck is that? Oh, it's
Elvis.
Elvis. That movie Elvis or is that actual Elvis?
Actual.
All right, let's get to the bucket, man.
Huh?
I'm gonna go
Let's get
sleep
to-
on the couch.
Why?
Because you decided to put your action figures on the bed and there's no space for me.
The fuck I did?
the bucket man. Let's go.
Oh, come worthy. Like, the Bucket Man is just. The Bucket Man is just so bucket worthy. It's like a bunch of buckets had a child into one bucket. Like,
Makes no sense, but okay.
I know. It's just like
It's an amazing movie. My third favorite Batman
it's
film.
like
of all-
Matt Reeves,
standalone Batman film. of all
it's like Matt Reeves knew what he was doing and just was like, "Hey, I'm gonna write this." He did it. He wrote the perfect child.
time. You wrote the perfect child.
A lot of cats.
What did you do to our pets?
That's her.
What
That's
did she do to Battinson?
I don't know. You got a lot of cats.
I love that suit except for the cowl. The
Why?
only
Looks-
thing it doesn't look like a Batman cowl.
I know, but you got to understand, he's young.
I know that. I hope they change it for the next movie.
Sure, they will.
They better.
He's young and he's pretty.
Oh, Adam, shut up, you whiny cunt.
He's got great legs to pull these off. Don't you think? You think he's got some great legs? Oh,
Fuck's wrong with you?
he likes his heels. Don't yell at him. No, don't send him to fucking first grade.
Adam, go back to hell where you belong. So
Why did she put a Barbie slipper on
Because it makes
Battinson?
why does she do a lot?
makes his legs look.
You're gonna marry her, bro, not me.
Anyway, so I think probably one of the best
styling.
one of the best scenes is the Batmobile chase. The music, the engine.
I remember in the theater when the Batmobile revved up, it got a little hard.
A little. I was sitting there full Apollo 13 ready to go off. I was like,
wait. You were Apollo 13 ready to go off?
yeah. I launched the base. I was like,
Fuck. What?
the pail became the bucket.
Alrighty.
Shut the fuck up. No, it didn't.
I just got a couple negatives about the movie. You know what they are. The Joker sequence. I think the deleted Joker sequence was better. I think that, and yes, I know. Huh?
Talking about what's his face should have been added in the movie. That would have been amazing.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah. The deleted scene should have been the scene in the movie instead of what the scene we got. I thought the scene we got was a bit cool, but
It was just
okay.
kind of like that's
Yeah,
like
it's okay.
that's like my
The deleted scene is much better.
what other nitpick do you have?
No, it's not a nitpick. This one's a nitpick. Yes.
One time I'm gonna punch you.
What?
If you say the runtime, I'm going to punch you.
No. I've watched the movie multiple times. And I get that he's young. I get that.
Yeah.
But the thing for me is this Bruce Wayne hasn't learned yet.
Yeah.
To be separate Batman and Bruce Wayne. Like, I get that Batman's the actual mask of the character, or that Bruce Wayne is the mask of the character, and Batman is the true persona of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, there's, like, the whole, the funeral sequence for the mayor or whatever he is. He
No,
just stares.
there to
He just, when he just stares at the kid and stares at Peter Sarsgaard and all that shit. It's like, well, yeah, there's, yeah, yeah, but really, and a couple other things here and there, I really don't have much bad to say. It's one of my top probably 15 favorite comic book films of all time. It
It's
might
my-
even be in my top 10.
It's
It's a great movie. It's 98% Batman. It's what you want. What we've been wanting a Batman movie to be.
Matt Reeves has already stated that this movie is going to be a trilogy. Not only that, Hush and I think Mr. Freeze or Clayface are going to be the villains. But he's adding in Hush, which I'm okay with.
I think it might be a bit too early, but
Well, again with the Joker.
I'm fine with Hush. Well, the Joker and Batman have been enemies forever.
That's true.
Hush came a lot later, but I know what you mean.
I mean, Matt Reeves can do what he wants.
Yeah.
And the thing with Matt Reeves is that he's a perfectionist. He knows his shit. He knows what he's doing. Look how long he wrote and directed War for Planet of the Apes. Then he said he took a long ass break.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to look at what my other negative was.
I think he took a long ass break from War for Planet of the Apes. He was writing Batman.
Yeah. The hockey pass.
I just love the dialogue. I like how it's like this is a straight up horror film. He made
at
a horror
times for sure. Yeah.
At times the opening scene's like disturbing when he basically made Zodiac 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, this is straight up like horror. And he threw in the Riddler's
this was my number one anticipated movie of 2022, and oh boy, it sure was.
This is my number one.
Not only my favorite Batman film, but my favorite comic book movie of all time, to the horror and Zodiac theme of Riddler, to the dark, brutal, and damaged Batman. Robert Pattinson did a great job as Batman, and he is my favorite Batman of all time. I can't wait to see more of his Batman and what he and Matt Reeves bring to the sequel. That's your review of this movie on Letterboxd.
My review?
Yeah.
Really? I thought that was your review.
Now, AJP 2352.
What I wrote? Huh.
Yeah, no, I still really like this movie. I love this movie. It's damn good. My third favorite standalone Batman film. It's probably my fourth favorite Batman film. It's really good.
What you wrote is now this is the Batman movie I've been wanting my entire goddamn life. If you've ever wanted a detective Batman film, it's here. This is that movie. From this first scene to the last, this is David Fincher's Zodiac and Seven with Batman. This isn't a superhero movie. This isn't an action movie. This is mystery crime thriller from beginning to end.
Did you just hear me fart?
I did. God bless you.
No, it's damn good. It's, yeah, that car chase, that Batmobile chase. By the way, can I say that Colin Farrell's Penguin is best Penguin of all time?
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that that's. I have seen the behind the scenes of Colin Farrell putting on the makeup.
Oh, me too.
I still don't believe that's Colin Farrell. He is so good in this movie. I cannot wait for the Penguin show to come. You said Pattinson's going to be in it, right?
He's supposed to be.
Yeah, man. I love this movie. It's so good. It needs to. The sequel needs to come. Take your time, Matt Reeves, but speed it up.
Been taking this fucking time.
But speed it up there, will you?
They're supposed to start filming in March of next year. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
one guy wrote for his review, "Sex for the Eyes." That I have to agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this movie's badass. It's great.
This movie was something where I have never been so hyped for a movie for a very long time. Like, yeah, there was Spider-Man, but like, I've never been hyped for a movie that was something going to be completely different. This was something that I've always wanted them to do for Batman. They finally did it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You could turn all the lights off in your bedroom, not have her hurt back, watch this movie, and have sex with Amanda. Would that be like the perfect night?
That would probably be like the best night of my entire life. With the love of my life and the movie of my life. And like, yeah. I mean,
So Amanda, let me ask you this.
Jim?
oh hell no, he ain't gonna be watching. He'll be somewhere over there.
So Amanda, let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
The night you guys get married, is that gonna be happening?
No.
I'll put on
man.
the Batmobile chase sequence.
No, because you'll be in the house.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys, I won't be at your house, and
Where
you
you-
guys won't.
Where are you
guys,
gonna can stay with us, dude?
you guys are not going to be at your apartment the day you guys get married. I can tell you that much.
No,
I
we'll
can
be
tell you that
We don't
much.
have this apartment anymore.
Huh?
We'll probably have a condo by then.
Okay. Well, you guys won't have your condo. You guys will not be at your condo either. I can guarantee you that much.
We'll be in the sewer with Pennywise.
money.
Money, 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 money. Anyway, yeah, no. Yeah,
I
we
want to
yeah.
say another two jerk off scenes in this movie. I mean, besides the whole movie. Okay.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I think that's Chase's fat ass.
No, I'm not doing anything. I promise.
Oops.
See, that's her. Just press the react button and
Oh yeah.
Okay.
face shit comes up.
Stop.
Stop. Stop clicking things.
I'm not doing anything.
Anyway, what now, AJ? What's a come bucket worthy scene?
Stop.
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 You stop. Oh, look at the penguins.
Stop.
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 I don't have pants on.
I don't. Okay. Would you just? I'm trying to talk here.
Stop.
So.
You guys just get married tomorrow.
You don't have to like even look at me.
So.
So mad.
I'm trying to talk about
You
my
can
movie.
talk. What does
Why
the
are you
screen have
screaming in my
anything? Why
ear?
are you screaming at me?
I said, why are you screaming in my ear?
Hmm?
Anyway, so this. What's my ear?
Good.
So anyway, this movie, I think the scene where he goes, "I'm vengeance" and beats the fuck out of the dude is jerk off.
Oh, it's in the beginning when you first see him.
Yeah, the scene where he's beating up all the Riddler guys, where his entrance just comes in. I'm like,
It's a mistletoe. Why did you just push me away, you hoe? I don't want your fucking kisses now. You just hurt my nose.
I didn't know what you could do.
I love at the end when he gets the adrenaline. And he just gets up and he just gets up and he's like, ah! And just starts beating the shit. I love it. I love it.
Let me eat.
What was that?
Shit dog or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Alrighty. Anyway, what were you saying about?
He doesn't even fucking know.
I don't even
And thinking knows either.
know. Stop.
All right, give me your top three.
Huh?
Give me your top three Batman movies.
The Bucket Man, The Dark Knight, and probably Batman Begins. Watch your TikTok.
Yeah, that's swimsuit. I don't know.
I'm going to give you two lists here. I'm going to give you my top 3 standalone and my top 3 overall. Top 3 standalone, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, The Batman. Overall, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Dark Knight, Batman Begins. And The Batman is my number 4 all time. Yeah.
Fair.
But at number 5 and 4 on the respective lists would be Mask of the Phantasm.
I want coffee.
Yeah.
Where's Mask of the Phantasm for you on your list?
8.
For like animated films, it's my number 1.
No, for on your top 3. Like, where would that be on your?
Probably be right after Batman Begins.
Okay, so 3 or 4.
Then it goes 89.
I like people an hour and a half, getting up there in an hour 31.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Stop.
Good job, Squillum.
Stop telling me what to do.
Would you stop?
Wait, I have to find it because it's pretty good. Just wait. They don't have one? Oh, he loves us. They don't have a bat.
Okay.
I was going to put a bat and then a man on
Okay.
it, but they don't have a bat.
So, yeah.
All
All right, man.
right, people. We out. And don't forget, Occupant. Bye.